All right, guys, what's up? Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's take a look at the markets quick. All right, let me sign into chat quick. Open the web browser. Um, 1 second, guys. I'm just letting the Discord know that I'm live and I'm posting the link to the community in the chat. Let's pin the message. All right, perfect. So, on the 5 minute chart here, we're on NQ. Let's see what we're looking like on the daily. Obviously, that's the most important thing. Right now, guys, I will be honest, there is not a lot to work with here. Obviously, on the adjusted, we have traded into this monthly fair value gap, but we still have some below us on the non-adjusted chart. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Oh my goodness. So yeah, not a lot of work with here on the daily chart, that's for sure. If we go over to the 4 hour chart, Kay is feeling bullish today. All right, Kay, let's see what happens. I thought today was a Discord day, but it wasn't. It's a YouTube day. So, um, yeah, we will see what happens here. I want to check out what PPI did this morning. I was not able to log in for PPI. Very lackluster move. But there was a really good short. If you would have shorted from here, targeting this low and this low, that looked pretty nice. Yeah, so we'll see what we get here. But let me see if there's any equal highs or equal lows anywhere that formed that we would like to target. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing. Are these perfectly equal? It doesn't look like it. It looks like we swept by a tick, but I might be wrong. Yeah, we swept those by a tick, so those are not perfectly equal, nor are those. Nor are those. What about the London high? Nope. So we missed the internal high that formed last Thursday in the London session, just a heads up. If we go to the hourly chart, it is this high right here that we missed. And yeah, so we'll see what we get. Kay is saying there's a 2 minute IFEG. 2 minute close above the IFEG. Where, Kay? There is no close above. No close above. Oh, you're saying it was gonna close. I'm not a huge fan of this 2 minute, to be honest. It's too big. There's a huge, um, very large stop loss. So, not a huge fan of this personally, but let me look at the 5 minute chart real quick. Yeah, I mean, I do not like that we're kind of consolidating within this range. I want to see something happen where we break out to one side or another. That's going to give me more of an understanding of where we're going to go here. But yeah, very, very bad spot to be in relating to price. We have closed above on the 5 minute here, you can see. But if we don't hold this 5 minute inverse, like right here, if we don't hold this, it's very unlikely that this is going to be a continuation move. So we have to be careful. But as you guys know, Friday is the most likely day for a trend day. So we'll see if we do end up getting one. Wow. Guys, my hair is poofy today. Let's put on a hat. Um, so as we know, Friday is the most likely day for a trend day. So if it's gonna happen, it's probably gonna happen today. So we'll see. And yeah, so we'll go from there. Okay, did you take anything in the London session while you were awake? There was a really nice looking woman at Fair Value Gap here. I don't know if there was an SMT with ES. I'd have to check, but we traded into this bullish Fair Value Gap, closed below it slightly, but then we had a really nice inversion here, and then that actually ended up taking us all the way up. Okay, so yeah, again, guys, I'm not a huge fan of this set of price right here. Even if we close above on the 2-minute, I don't really like this so much. This to me looks like manipulation. It's not something I'd want to be a part of. This stop loss is too big. Could this bring us higher? Sure, but there's no real objective. There's no equal highs that formed anywhere. There is liquidity resting above, but as soon as this high hits, we have a lot of fair value gaps here that could get filled and we could reject from anywhere in this leg of price. I'm not a huge fan of it. If you guys want to take this 2-minute, by all means do it. I just don't like it personally. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. And I can't really explain why, except for the fact that it's huge and we have a lot of fair value gaps above us. So if this is going to go, it's probably just going to drive through all of this, but it's just not good enough for me to take personally. Does that make sense, guys? Huge stop loss, too many inversions above, or too many bearish fair value gaps above us, no obvious drawn liquidity. It's also not even the macro time yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if this fakes people out, then goes back down. Like, it's too what ify for me. Does that make sense? Good morning, Charlie. So there is technically a 2-minute close above this inverse now. But now that we've traded up like this, guys, we've already traded into a bearish fair value gap, it looks like, on the 1-minute probably, and on the 2-minute. So we could reject from any of these tiny little fair value gaps here. We're not in the macro time. We just hit mid 8:30 opening price. I don't like this at all. We swept an internal high. Just not my cup of tea, guys. 3-minute has a bunch of fair value gaps here. 5-minute, we have a bunch of fair value gaps here that we could tap into and reject. This is just not a fun spot. For sure not a fun spot, in my view. But the 5-minute fair value gap did hold. So if you are in this, guys, I would for sure have my stop to break even at this candle's body. Okay, so we are pushing through a lot of these, which is nice to see. But again, nothing forming here that I like personally. Big pump. If we close above all these fives, that's a great sign for sure. Next candle closes in 4 minutes. But again, guys, nothing here yet that I love. Okay. Candle closes in 30 seconds, so let's see if the 1 minute. I mean, it doesn't really matter because we have to wait for the 5, but if the 1 minute closes up here, it's going to be closing above all these little tiny fair value gaps here. There's nothing else on the 1 minute that's going to stop price, it looks like. So basically, we really just have to wait for the 5 here. And then I'm expecting a retracement down and then probably sweep this high and this high. But again, guys, there's nothing that I can take here. I don't like taking the first 5 minute inverse that happens on the day. And up here, I mean, yeah, you can take this, but we have so much of a leg down here that we could trade back into. It's not for me. Also, this is a daily fair value gap, by the way. Or is it a 4 hour? This is the top of a daily fair value gap, so this can act as resistance. Don't get me wrong. What I do like, though, is that we are using this. This is a daily, right? And it's turned into an IFVG, okay? The reason being we've come down and traded back above it. So it was bearish initially. It was a bearish fair value gap. We closed above it and this one and the volume imbalance. This is very bullish. Now we're coming down and retesting it. So in theory, we should hold this body and we should close up and move higher in theory. But I need to see something so A plus that I can't ignore it. And right now, even though this fair value gap, let me actually keep this fair value gap and change it blue. Even though we are closing above here, there is so much room to the downside that we could trade 2 before hitting this high that the RR just is not good enough for me to take this. But let's see if the 5 minute ends up closing above anyways. Okay, we got 5 seconds left. Okay, so no close above, so I couldn't even take this if I wanted to. But this is the macro time now, so something should potentially happen in this macro time. Did we just form perfect equal highs here? No. We also swept this high by a tick. Very interesting. So let's see what happens here. Well, it looks like this 1 minute fair value gap is coming now. Do we have any other news today that I'm missing? Let me check real quick. Just going to the economic calendar. We have 10 a.m. red folder news, guys. So in 9 minutes we have news. So just letting you know, there is red folder news in 9 minutes. I think that is probably going to deliver price somewhere else as well. So we'll see what happens here. Keep in mind, guys, this is a macro time, so we could deliver higher, but again, until this 5 minute closes above, there really isn't anything that I love here. Okay, so no close above just yet. Okay, if you guys want to enter this, you can. It's too high up for me to take this. Yes, can we hit this high? Sure, but we have news in 5 minutes, so I think this is probably a manipulation leg before going lower here, if I had to guess, but you guys can do whatever you'd like, obviously. Candle closes in less than 5 seconds, so that technically is the entry for a long here, guys, but because we have news in 5 minutes, there's no way I'm going to be taking this. Doo doo. Okay, guys, again, just be super patient, but the red folder news should move price pretty high in one spot or another. But there's no way I'm taking a 5 minute inversion here, super high up, after a big move up right before that news, because there can easily be rebalancing of price. So, like for example, on the 2 minute, there's a tiny fair value gap here. On the 1 minute, there's a bunch of unbalanced fair value gaps down here. So I wouldn't be surprised if the red folder news actually brings us lower, and then maybe we go higher afterwards. But we'll see. Okay, 2 minutes left. Let's see what we get. Bum, bum. Almost a minute left. Minute and 25 seconds. Okay, let's see here. Again, guys, if you're in this 5 minute inversion right now, you're basically praying that this news candle doesn't drop below the 5 minute. That's what you're praying for here, and that it ends up actually behaving bullishly and taking us up to London high. But right now, we're in the middle of this range. There's nothing I know for sure. So, completely 50-50 as to where the market's going to go today. Ten seconds left. And there's 10 o'clock. Okay, sweeping this low, driving into that 1 minute just like I said it would. And now, maybe now we get the up move, but this is crazy, crazy. I took a trade, but it was break even. What'd you take, Kay? Okay, so if you're in this 5 minute now, remember why I said I don't like this 5 minute inverse to the upside, because we can easily come back and rebalance price here. You have to be so careful. So, so careful, guys. I forgot, but it was for the downside. You forgot which trade you took, Kay? That's not good. All right, so now we're trading into this little 1 minute bearish or bullish fair value gap. So we really need to see upside move from here. Oh, it was a 30-second. Okay. So again, guys, I told you guys we're within this kind of choppy range. There's no need to take anything until we start seeing breakouts realistically, in my view. Oh. Shh. My dog's in here. Um, yeah, I think it was a 30-second, but can't find it, and 15-minute LRLR to the upside. Okay. So we do have some low resistance liquidity that's kind of forming here. It's kind of like a trend line, right? But this could be the start of like a higher time frame LRLR that doesn't get swept until much later. So we'll see what we get here. But this could be a dump. We could go all the way back down to these lows and then target London low today. Let me look at the 3-minute here. No fair value gap. All the 1 minutes are about to inverse. If you guys want to try a short here, this isn't terrible. Targeting the lows down here and then the London lows. But too big of an RR for me. I don't like it. Again, guys, I'm super picky. We've had a pretty decent week. It's a Friday. I'm not trying to get caught in like a big downside move and then it reverse back to the upside. But what I'm thinking here is possibly that this LRLR here that's formed is actually going to be left for next week. That's what I'm thinking. But again, I could be wrong. So this is the inverse right now that's basically formed. I think we held this, so there's no IFEG just yet. But in theory, guys, if we do close below this, then that is your entry for the trade. Stop loss will be a close back above both 1 minute fair value gaps. There's not even a 2 minute, nor is there a 3 minute, nor is there a 5 minute. So it's basically just the one that you're relying on here, which is not bad, but I need a better setup than that. But you guys can see, remember I talked about that daily fair value gap? How in theory we should use it to go higher, which I still think it's possible, but you have to be cautious, especially before news, because they'll use it as resistance to bring the market back lower. And you can see here that we came up, swept this internal high in the macro time, and then we dumped. This 1 minute inversion was not good enough. There's not a big one here either, so I wouldn't have taken anything to the downside, especially before news. So nothing today has given me any indication of A plus setup. 0. This was not A plus to me, even though we closed above it there. Neither of these inverses to the downside were good at inversions to me. They weren't A plus. So yeah. Okay, how are you doing for your eval? Did you pass it yet? What dollar value are you at? Need 700 more. Okay, you're getting close. So I'm working on my second funded for Top Step X. I took a trade last night, but I am very close. I'm at 52,777, so hopefully we can pass this today. Um, and I was up to like 52.9 at one point, but we took a losing trade on it, so I was really close. J2 trader done for the day. What'd you take, Jay? Okay, so this is very bullish. If we can somehow form an inverse here, guys, like if we don't sweep this internal high or we come close and we form an IFEG, I think this is going to be a good short. 2K and a past eval. Nice, bro. What setup did you take? I don't know how to explain this, guys, but I don't like this. I really don't. We're delivering from a bullish one, which I do like to see, but there was no obvious liquidity sweep here. This, to me, looks like a fake move. And again, I could be absolutely wrong here, but I don't like it. When I see like this high time frame low resistance liquidity and we see this massive bullish candle like this, to me, this looks like inducement. It looks like a fake up move. And again, could I be wrong? Sure, but I just don't like this. I'd want to see a more obvious liquidity sweep to the downside before seeing this. I have tried taking this in the past, guys, and losing out on it, so I'm not going to be part of that again here. Yeah, so like if this 1 minute inverses, I would much rather be on the downside of this trade. Short from 650 yesterday. But what was the setup, Jay? Like what was the reason for the trade apart from just like a dollar value? Do 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 do. There's also an inverse on the 3, which looks decent. But again, guys, we're in the middle of this range. There wasn't an obvious liquidity sweep. So even if this works, I don't want to be part of it, personally. It's just not good enough. Hit the top of a trend line and broken fair value gap. Nice. Okay, so IFVG plus trend line reject. Uh-oh. So really, guys, if you're in this, you have to... I would close this immediately if this 2 minute doesn't hold. If this 2 minute closes to the downside, I'd be out of this trade. No way, Jose, am I going to be part of this. Again, guys, there's certain IFEGs that are good and certain IFEGs that are not as good. And to me, when we're in the middle of this range within a daily fair value gap, I do not want to be a part of this. I think this is probably going to inverse to the downside. You guys see that? Let's see if it ends up holding or not. But not the best thing ever yet. If you are looking, if you long this is not what you want to see, obviously. I want to, but we'll see how this closes. Okay, guys, if you want to take this short, you can. I think it's going to hit this low. I just don't really want to be part of anything in this range, but I think this is going to work to the downside. But I'm going to be so patient, guys. I want a strong liquidity sweep, and then I want an inversion. I mean, this looks good. Don't get me wrong. I think they're going to stop out people who have their stops below this low. But again, guys, it's a Friday. I've had a great week. I'm not trying to take anything suboptimal. This is a BPR, though, to the downside, so keep that in mind. If we trade back into it, you'll get a better risk to reward here. So like if this candle comes up and trades into it, then you get a better risk to reward on the short. But again, I would prefer, guys, for a Friday after having a good week to wait for an A plus liquidity sweep and then a short, or an A plus liquidity sweep and then a long. I don't really want to be shorting or longing within a range. Maybe I was too early for the party. Looks like it wants 330. Possibly. But like if I look at the 15-minute or the hourly, guys, look at this. This is a consolidation zone. We're kind of like we're consolidating for some kind of a move. And I don't know if we're going to break out to the upside or downside. We do still have this data high from yesterday that never hit. So we'll see what we get. But I mean, nothing here looks A plus. We are delivering from. There's an hourly fair value gap here that formed a 50% range that we're kind of, the bodies are holding, which I like to see. But again, guys, there's nothing here that's good enough. Really nothing. I do want to take a look at something really quick. Hold on one second. Do, 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 do. Interesting. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. This is a tough call. I don't know if it's just screen time or experience or what, but you can see that I didn't take the long and I didn't take the short. And this could be trading up just to stop out some traders who are short here and then go down, but this could also create another inversion and go back up. It's just too iffy. I like the BPR though, don't get me wrong. But I'd rather wait, guys, for a break of this whole range of price we've been consolidating in before taking any type of move. Is there an SMT with ES? Nope. So everybody is getting smoked here, right? All the short traders are getting smoked. All the long traders are getting smoked. Nobody's getting any moves because the market is still just consolidating. And I mean, listen, we've had massive moves over the last few days, so don't be surprised if we consolidate. But again, until something A plus presents itself, no need to take anything. Do, 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 do. Okay, so the BPR is holding, which is nice to see, but again, guys, just not A plus enough for me. Wow, guys, 5 people watching and only 1 like. Come on, y'all. The big long. Go, going by this crappy chop, there's not even hints for A plus. Yeah, this is not A plus, guys. Not A plus at all. There we go. At least we got some likes now. Okay, so again, guys, do I know where price is going here? Absolutely not. I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm not going to try and just jump into the market because there's something. Appreciate you, Charlie. Yeah, guys, Charlie always watches my videos. He's always leaving comments. That's a good guy right there. Appreciate you, Charlie. Um, but yeah, so again, guys, I don't know if this is just screen time or what, but a lot of times I've seen this move during the macro time when we're in the range. It's kind of like too good to be true. We inverse it to the downside. We induce traders short. Then we go back up and induce traders long. This is all chop. And it's just something that you have to learn over time. Got you fooled? Yeah, this is a foolish market. I'm stumped right now. Again, guys, normally I have a pretty decent idea of direction. If I had to say gun to my head here, I would say down. But that doesn't mean I'm going to take a trade, okay? They could be bringing it down just to bring it back up, but there's just nothing good enough here for me to see. Not even on the high time frames. I don't see any good targets. We do have the data high and the hourly high here, but it's just not good enough, guys. We could come back and trade down into the... there's a breaker. Well, actually, this is not a breaker because we made a high low and then a higher low. But we could trade down into this set of order blocks. We could trade further down into this hourly fair value gap. Let me look at the 4-hour quick. We have so much unbalanced PA here on the 4-hour too, so I just don't know. This is very, very difficult. Do 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 do. Da da do do do. That's right, Jay. 330 is close to hitting. I think we're probably going to go down to London low, though. Even lower than that. Okay, there's the sweep. Thanks, Charlie. Okay, you took the short. You took the 1 minute BPR. Kay was quiet. You didn't say it until it got hit. Kay, were you sweating when this happened? Nice, Kay. So yeah, guys, we're now back down at that daily fair value gaps low. So if this is gonna be bullish, we really want to see bullish reaction from here. Meaning that on the daily chart, right, we've inversed all the fair value gaps. We're coming back to rebalance them, and then we get a bullish reaction. So what I'd really love to see now is that London low get swept and then something really good. So this is what I want to see now. I want to see the London low get swept. Then I want to see a fake move up, one more down move, and then an inverse. And if we can get that, then I think that'll be a good long. So this is what I wait for, guys. A fake move up, so a sweep of liquidity, an internal high to form, another sweep of the low that forms here, and then an inversion. That is the best setup that you can find here. Jay, I've been learning from you a lot. Awesome, bro. Too, I implement your trading with mine. Yeah, guys, whatever extra confluence you can use, it's just gonna help you. Short of the retest of the 956 1 minute order block. Oh, right here, Tristan. That's pretty good. Damn. So big down move now after that BPR. Told you guys a lot of traders got faked out on this up move, but now that we've broken out of the range, things are getting interesting. Yeah, I do like that that data high got spiked through, but it already did. So once it gets spiked through once, I don't touch it anymore. Nice, Tristan. Isn't it amazing you can go up 600 on a micro? Crazy. Who knew? That's like an NQ trade back in the day. Okay, so remember what I said, guys. I wanted a sweep of London. I wanted an internal high to form, so I'm hoping that this ends up coming down, sweeping this low one more time, and then we get an IFEG. Also, if we get this 5 minute inversion, this looks really good to the upside too. But my guess, guys, and again, I could be wrong here, but it looks like we're going to come down and sweep all these today. But we will see. This looks like high time frame LRLR that's forming here that's not going to get hit until next week. Again, I could absolutely be wrong, but that's what I'm expecting here. So I'm expecting the market to come up into this 5 minute like this, and then drop us lower. Bum 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 boom. I'll put on the green light. Okay, the green light is on. Unless you guys want strobe. I don't know how to do strobe. No, I'll just keep on the green light. But if I put on music, I'm gonna get copyrighted. No, Tristan. The red light is bad, it's bad energy, bro. We don't want to be losing trades. And it's also not that, I have to get some blackout drapes or something in this room, but it's not as bright. Do 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 do. Okay, so far no entry on the short. I was hoping to see us trade into this 5 minute and then get a reversal to the downside. Looks like it's just dumping us, but if we do end up sweeping this low really nicely, guys, and we form an IFEG somewhere here, like I said before, we form the internal low after sweeping London. This is the internal low right here. We come down and sweep this low and then get an IFEG. That is a good setup. And we could actually target the 5 minute fair value gap for a partial and then hold the rest. If we tap into the daily OB, it's possible. I mean, we could even go lower than the daily today. We could reverse this whole move today, but I wouldn't be surprised. But again, I'm going to have to wait for something AA plus to be able to take any shorts. Is there an SMT with ES here? Nope. Let's quickly take a look at the rest of the market. VIX is up 11%. Lovely. AMD's up 2%. Palantir's down 3%. Tesla's down. Nike's down. General market. Worst performer, Restoration Hardware that I have on my charts. All right, anyways. Okay, so there's a sweep. Both have swept, but no IFEG formed here in this leg of price, so nothing I would be taking long here. So it looks like we're going to come back up and rebalance this 5 minute now. But again, guys, nothing good forming here. Okay, this is not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a clean sweep of this internal low, big move, and then an inversion. This, to me, looks like what we could easily do here is just do this and then go lower. Or the other scenario, again, is to rebalance that 5 and then still go lower. I don't like this for a reversal setup. Okay, so it looks like we're going to come up and rebalance this 5 now. At least this one, but I'm thinking the secondary one as well. Okay, so you see how we're rejecting from this 5 minute? That could be the spot where we make an internal high for the day and we just keep dumping. It could be. But again, guys, nothing here that's A+. Nothing whatsoever. Okay, so there's the trade into the 5. Now I'm thinking, guys, if this inverses to the upside, I like this for a long. But most likely what's going to happen here is we're going to we're going to reject this 5 minutes. So maybe, miraculously we get some kind of an inversion here. And then we'll enter somewhere in this leg of price. So right now there's a decent looking 1 minute, but this needs to hold. I want to see this candle come all the way up to the high of the 5 minute and then reject. So already we're trading down, so no fair value gaps are forming here. Let me check the 30-second chart. Nah, doesn't look good enough, guys. I just got scared of a massive wolf spider crawling out of my underneath my computer, underneath the monitor. Wow. That's gnarly. All right, so again, guys, what I was looking for here, we traded into this 5 minute. I think this is going to reject and we're going to go lower. If we inverse this, I'm taking a long back up to target all this LRLR. But if we reject here, I was looking for a nice 1 minute IFEG, but we have not gotten anything here, so. Tristan was watching a guy trade on TikTok, and was he good or bad? Blew a funded account on the second day after being up 3,700 the first day. Wow. Do 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 do. No 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 no. Then started trading a fresh funded in one candle because he shorted a minute before news. Then went on until full till and built blue 5 combines. Wow. Yeah, bro. What? So his fund were they like instant funded accounts or did he work towards them? Because if you work towards funded then you blow them, I mean, yeah, of course you're gonna go on tilt. The fresh funded in one candle. Trading before news like a dummy. Damn. So it wasn't like a instant funded account. He worked for those. That's crazy. Sucks, but it happens. Again, guys, that's why it's so important to wait for A plus trades. Okay, guys, I've been doing this for a very long time. And again, my objective here is not to entertain you. If I clicked a button to entertain you, then I probably wouldn't be profitable. Oh, do you have an American Express card? Um, no, I don't. Okay, guys, so the 5 minute is getting tested here. I like this for a long. If so, what are the numbers? Yeah, guys, my American Express card number is 46007531824396414114. CCV code 310. Address on file 1234 Candy Cane Lane. So there you guys go. If you guys want to spend unlimited money, if you guys want to spend it, I have a. Oh, 15-second has a really nice looking inversion, but not the 30. I have a unlimited spending. My limit on the card is 300 million. So if you guys want to spend anything, just type that in. Order some Domino's pizza, do whatever. I had a big trading day today, guys. So it's all you. It's all on you guys. Okay, why did you ask me if I have an American Express? Okay, so rejection from that 5 minute, but again, guys, no setup here. There's no 1 minute inversion. There's a 2. There's 2 little 2 minute inversions. That not really good enough. If your bank account was your social security number, how much money would you have? Yeah, Charlie, the last four numbers are 6969. Uh, all right, so this 2 minute looks okay. We do have a much smaller one below, but again, this is a little bit small, but it does kind of support the thesis of a 5 minute rejection and then um, a short. So we'll see what happens here on the 2 minute. Just to ask, can we use it to, as you said, yeah, you guys can buy Lambos if you want, for sure. On the house, guys. Lambos on the house. Okay, so the 5 minute looks like it's about to close above. Let's see here. But no close above. 30 seconds left. Let's see what the candle does. Okay, no close above on the 5, guys, so I can't take anything. Ah, man, I need some coffee, bro. Okay, guys, give me a second. If this 2 minute inverses, I don't think this is a bad short. I'll probably try this with a micro if this happens on a funded. But give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right. What happened? Is the 5 minute going to inverse to the upside here? We've got 3 minutes left, so I don't know if it's going to or not. K's dream car is a Porsche GT3 RS. Ooh, that's a nice one. I was considering an AMG GT for a while. You know, like that Mercedes with the super long hood. But first of all, it's a shit ton of money. Second of all, it's like, do I want to spend that much money on a car? Yeah, the GT is beautiful. Yeah, the butterfly doors. I love that car. It looks really nice, but it's expensive as hell. And it's like, why am I owning that before I have $1 million of real estate in like rentals? If I don't have $1 million in rental properties, then I don't want to do that. Basically, guys, I'm not gonna be buying anything like that until, yeah, until my assets are a little bit bigger, and I want to earn 10 times the monthly cost of a vehicle in passive income before I buy it. That's gonna be my rule, I think. So for now, I'm sticking to something modest. Um, yeah. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, I just think it's better. It's better. Ooh, I like that we traded into this 5 minute inversion. By the way, guys, I think this is a decent long. I'd give this an 8 out of 10. We've swept liquidity to the downside. We have an inversion. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Okay, guys, I'm gonna enter this with small size if we get the close. I am gonna wait for a retest though. Okay, so I'm not entering on this candle. I want to wait for a retest down here for me to enter this. Hopefully we get it. Bruh. If you make a billion trading, then yeah, by all means. So guys, that's technically the entry for the trade. Again, I want to wait for a retest here because this is a pretty big uh for example, we can even come back down and trade into this 5. So, bro, if this goes without me, I'm going to be annoyed, but uh pretty much why I'm waiting for a retrace here, guys, is because I will have to allow for the trade to trade back into this 5 minute. So until I get a retrace back into the IFEG, I really can't take this trade. And then that will also give me a really nice, that will give me a very nice internal high to move my stop to break even to. K is waiting for the 2 minute retest. Same thing. I don't know. There's just one thing I will say, guys. I don't like this. This looks like high time frame LRLR that's not going to get swept today. So I'm a little bit nervous about this trade. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to give it, I would normally give it an 8 out of 10, but because of what I'm seeing here, this looks like a very high time frame LRLR to me. I'm going to give it a 7, not an 8. So you guys can choose what you do with your trading. I'm going to take this. If we get a retest, I'm going to size down. Hopefully we do get a retest though. Do 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 do. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, guys. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. I think we're gonna come back down and sweep this low. I am sorry, guys, but I'm gonna stay out of this. I wish I could tell you guys anything apart from that it doesn't look great, but I just don't like it. I don't know what else, how else to put it, how else to explain it. I just don't like it. I think this is gonna dump. I wish I could give you some other reasoning apart from that, but that's what I think. I think we're coming all the way back down to this low. I think we're going to trade into this, and then we're going to reject and come back down to this low. So I would stay out of this if I were you, or short it. I wouldn't go long. This just looks like high time frame LRLR, so I don't know how to explain this, but I just don't like it. This is a retracement though, guys, so if you want to enter, this is the spot, but I just don't like it. I wish I could explain it better than that. So if you look at like the 15-minute chart right now, okay? A lot of the times what they'll do is they'll form this LRLR here, and then they'll dump the markets like crazy, and then the next week or the week after they'll come up and sweep this. So they're just kind of like leaving it, and then later on they'll hit it. So to me, looking at the 1 minute, that is what this looks like. Or if I look at the 5 minute chart, it looks like high time frame LRLR that's going to come back and be swept later. Again, could I be wrong? Absolutely, but I don't have a good feeling about this. Especially with this secondary 5 minute fair value gap here. Like, if anything, I would probably want to re-enter here. It is nice that we swept it once. Okay, we did sweep it by a tick, so that is going for it, but I just don't like this setup. It just looks like inducement, and it's going to just dump. Again, I could be wrong, but that's just me. It's a Friday. I've had a good week. I don't want to go crazy. But again, this is like a screen time thing, K, for me. And again, I could look foolish here and it ends up working, but I've seen this happen before where they induce a lot of traders and then they just dump the markets. So I just don't like it. Um, how to know that, K? Again, it's just screen time, bro. I don't know how else to explain it. And again, I could look foolish and be wrong here, but this to me looks like it's completely going to fake out and it's going to sweep this low and then go back down to the lows a day. I could be absolutely wrong, but that's what I'm thinking here. If you want to enter this trade long, you can. This is a 5-minute IFEG after a London sweep, but to me this looks like we're coming back down here minimum and then probably back down to low of day. It's like I guess like a way to imagine it, guys, is that how do I even explain this? First of all, we're in this chop. Okay, that's one thing. We have a lot of unbalanced PA down here from this massive Trump move. And if you look at the 5-minute chart, we've come up, right, and we're very close to this LRLR, almost like too good to be true. So to me, I just don't know how to explain it, guys, but this setup to me is typically just a downside move normally, and then we'll come back and rebalance this 5 and then go lower. But this is the low of the 5, so if it's going to react bullishly, it needs to happen here. Yeah, I think you could go short if the 5-minute IFEG rejects to the downside, yeah. I do indeed. Yeah, that looked like kind of like an inducement. Wow, my voice is cracking. This kind of looks like an inducement candle here. That's going to come back down and sweep this low and then sweep this low and then sweep this low. So what, we get drunk. So what, we don't sleep. We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free. And we're all just having fun. We just roll up, boat up. When you live like this, you're supposed to party. That's a good song, right? Whoa! What was that? What was that? Oh my god. What was that? Holy crap. Close below the 5 and then this candle? Oh my goodness. What the heck was that? That was crazy. Excuse me. That was crazy. I have no idea what that was, but it looks like it was a stop out candle. Did Trump say something? Was there a bond auction? I don't know what that was. Something happened and I have no idea what it was, but I think it's still going to end up going down here if I had to guess. But again, I could be wrong. That was crazy though. Yeah, there's a lot of manipulation, but mental stops unfortunately can hurt you a lot sometimes. So, but yeah, this looks like guys we're gonna close back down and sweep the whole lows of the day. If I had to guess. So we'll see. We will see. But this is the final line in the sand, right? This 5 minute for value gap needs to hold to the upside, but I think this is gonna dump back down to the lows of the day. Again, guys, nothing here that was A plus enough for me to take. So I've been sitting patiently, nothing on any funded or cash accounts. But this is a 5 minute inverse, technically, to the downside here. Luli. Guys, this is the final line in the sand for bulls. If this doesn't hold, we're going to go back down to the lows. See how the 5 minute candle closes, though. Okay, no close below on the 5. So what I'm thinking is going to happen here is they're just going to dump it without giving anyone an entry. But we'll see. Luli. Shh, 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 shh. Okay, so again, guys, no close, so you can't even take this if you want to, but I think this is going to come down and sweep the low of day. Take it on eval. I'm so close to passing. I don't know if I want to take it on eval either. I'd rather take something that's like a lot more clear cut. Okay, we'll take it on paper. But there's no entry anyways, so what am I taking, right? Where's my phone? Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. So you guys see what I mean? This is a screen time thing / experience. I said this is not a good long to the upside. And it's literally just off of visuals and a feeling. And now everybody who was in this 5-minute inverse is praying that this holds and that we don't come back down and sweep this low. But the reality is we're probably going to, and they're going to lose a lot of money. They're going to cry. Again. It is what it is. Then how else to explain it? Still holding though, so there is a chance here that it holds on the 10-minute. On the 5-minute, sorry. So we'll see what happens here. There is still a chance for the Bulls. Okay, so the 5-minute held. So they can relax for a little bit. But once this closes below, it's game over. If and when it does. Yeah, butt cheeks are clenched right now. Butt cheeks are clenched for the 5-minute IFEGers that held from here and are praying that this holds. The clench is real. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, so if you guys want to take there's another option to take an inverse here on a 1 minute if this closes below. Should we take this on eval? If this closes below? I mean on paper? Uh-oh. I'll take this short with a micro. If it closes below. If this holds and we pump here and go back up to this high, then it is what it is, but such a tough day here. Not giving anybody an option to get any continuation on anything. But if we end up closing this below, that's a good short in my view. And then you would target low of day. Stop to break even at this low right here. Okay, so the 5-minute IFEGers that longed right here are praying to their Lord and Savior that this holds. But right now it doesn't look promising. Okay, so let's see if the 1 minute closes below. I'm gonna draw a line here just so I see where the low is. 30 seconds left. Tristan, don't start with me, bro. Don't trigger me before I enter a trade. Okay, so no close below on the 1 minute yet. All right, there's the entry. TP will be at low of day. And then stop to break even at that low right there. Okay, not quite yet. Again, I'm just holding my finger on the stop to break even. But the internal low right here is where we'd move our stop to break even. Come on, just dump it. Okay, there's the stop to break even right there. And now you just hold. I would probably partial in here. So let me change this. I'd probably partial it right in here if we get it. And then I would partial the secondary one here. Wait, did it not fill? Bro, an order to fill a. Oh, it did. Okay, so we got a partial on that. All right, so that's good. At least we got a partial. But I think this is probably, it might come up and trade into this 1 minute. Sorry guys, I didn't realize, but you see how I partialed in that 1 minute gap just in case it did this? But I still think this is probably going to come back down and sweep through this and then sweep the low of day. You doody doody dum. So this 1 minute is the final line in the sand, right? I want to see us reject from this strongly. And then again, ultimately drive to this low here. And of course, we want to see the market completely fail this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. I'm about to lose you too. So you see how we rejected that 1 minute fair value gap there? Very nicely. Internal low should come next, and then again, ultimately low of day. That's my target. I don't want to see us come back above this high, or else I know that market structure is probably going to bring us back somewhere into this wick. Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to be a violent move to the downside. So praying that this fails, obviously now. And again, guys, if you were in the 5 minute inverse that I told you not to take, you're getting destroyed here. So thank goodness you guys didn't take that. But I want to see this fail. I don't want to see this 1 minute hold. Okay, so it is holding. Don't like to see that, but it should fail here, in theory. So again, what I'm expecting to see here, again, I could be wrong, but I want to see this. I just think it's trying to stop out some people who are looking to go long. I mean, who are looking to short here. It's probably going to consolidate until the 1150 macro and then dump. That's my guesstimation here. Maybe I should say the opposite if the market makers are watching me. Okay, so I want this, honestly, I want that to be the high. I do not want to see us trade any higher than that. Right there. That wick. If we trade higher than that, it's game over. Realistically, the body of this candle is actually the limit, but this I want to be the limit here. So I guess I can redraw this. Whoa, what the hell? So I want, whoops. Let me take this magnet tool off. I want to see this. If this doesn't happen, then it is what it is. But that's ultimately what I want to see. And of course, the 5-minute inversion that we close below this right here, I want to see hold. What are you guys going to give me if I'm right? Paper Lambos? Are you guys going to give me your American Express credit card numbers if I'm right? A big congrats. Give me a virtual hug, guys, through the screen. That's all I need, guys. It's just a little bit of love. Okay, so final line in the sand for bulls here is this 1-minute gap. If they hold this, that's going to be wild, but I think that this is what is destined to happen until the macro time, and then maybe there's a bigger downside move. I don't know. But we really shouldn't go back up. What kind of love interest? Not the kind you're thinking about. Just a good old-fashioned hug. That's all I need. Okay, they're still holding this 1-minute gap, which is pretty wild to me. Little 1-minute fair value gap here that I'd prefer to see hold. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. But again, the macro time starts at 11:50, so don't be surprised if we just range here until 11:50. If this goes up here past this high, then I'd be concerned. But until then, nothing. Again, it's always important to look at the higher time frame. So right now, this is what I'm seeing: fake 5 minute IFVG, high time frame LRLR, which I think is going to be held, 5 minute inversion to the downside, which is holding right now. I want to see this hold, and then I want to see this collapse. Look how it distorts my drawing. So this is called the butt cheek consolidation, if you guys didn't know. But this looked to me like an inducement candle. Again, I don't know what this was. If I go back to the time, it was 8:0. It was 11 o'clock. Was there news at 11? I don't even know. But yeah, very interesting pattern for sure. But you guys see what I'm saying here? High time from LRLR, manipulation candle. We're waiting for a macro time, 5 minute inversion to the downside, internal low here. I think they're just trying to stop out shorts in this leg of price. They're going to do it till the 11:50 macro, then they'll dump the market. That's my view. But if we start making higher highs than this and we close above the body of this candle, then I'll change my mind. Really want to see this candle be the high of this whole leg of price. I don't want to see us go above this, really. Yeah, see, I don't like that. Crazy, bro. Okay, so they just closed it back above the inversion, which I do not like this at all. But again, I'm not interested in this PA anymore. I think that this is probably still going to play out like this, but the fact that we closed back above an inversion here makes it a little bit less likely. Didn't like how high this traded, but we did miss this high by just a tick, so that is good to see. But again, I mean, this could just completely go back up. I don't know. At this point, I don't know, guys, but I think this will still play out. But we'll see. Again, not good PA today. Not A+, that's for sure. So I'm about to lose you too. Ooh. But they are really making this tough. If it's going to end up dumping here, they're making this very difficult. Yeah, bro, the Bulls are gaining momentum. The Bulls are gaining momentum, everyone. Oh my goodness, bro. Can we just like deliver price for once and for all? God forbid. So if they sweep this high by one tick and then do it, that's gonna be wild. Okay, so they swept that high. Bro, this is crazy, PA. Thank goodness we are not trading this. That's all I will say today. Thank goodness. Again, remember what I said. When we closed below this inverse, I wanted to see us retest it and go down. The fact that we closed above it, I didn't like the PA. I still thought it would still play out, but they are making this so tough for sure. The last final line in the sand for bears now is if this inverse holds, then we go down, but who knows? And we all just having fun. Okay, I'll delete the butt cheeks consolidation. Technically, guys, there is a 1 minute inverse here to the upside, and there is a data high here. Could we come up here? Sure. This is not something I want to be a part of. I don't want to be longing in this potential zone where we're forming low resistance liquidity for a higher time frame. So, again, if we end up dumping here, which is still possible, it's I just again, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it here. I do not like this PA. I don't like how we're behaving. I don't like an entry to the long side, and I don't like an entry to the short side anymore either because of this inversion. But This IFEG is the final line in the sand, so if we maybe test the high of it and then go down, we could still dump here, but I don't really want to be part of this. So I think what I'll do, guys, is stay on until the 11:50 macro, and if there's something good, of course, I'll call it. But again, nothing that I entered here. I explained to you guys why, and yeah, it's amazing that they allowed this 1 minute to hold. Was there an SMT with ES at the lows here? No, both made a higher low or a lower high, higher low. Sorry. There's the 5 minute IFEG. This is really the final line in the sand, guys. If they're gonna dump the market, it's got to be from here. Sheesh. I'm watching this internal high to see what they do here. Because there is a decent looking 1 minute inversion here. But it's a little small for my liking, so I wouldn't say this is A plus. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10 right now, especially if we don't sweep that high. So for those of you wondering, the 1 minute inversion was here, close above, and we held it, and we're going up now. So technically this data high is the target right now, but again, guys, nothing here that I've loved. Nothing here that I've loved. And we all just having fun. Interesting rejection there. My goodness, bro. Has anybody taken any trades in the last hour and a half? If you took a trade in the last hour and a half, I'm very curious to know what it is and why. Atish did not like the PA, and neither did I, Atish. You're a smart man. Yesterday, if you guys are part of the community, if you're on the trading floor, I took that live trade during CPI, and I took the trade within the first 10 minutes of market because it was good enough for me to take. I loved it. It was A plus, and we booked profits. You guys see how I'm able to take if I know that a trade is good, I'm able to execute immediately. If I don't think it's A plus, I don't execute. It's that simple. I know it's boring sometimes to watch the market and not get a trade, but the reality is that you have to sometimes sit at the screens and not click a button. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, hold on. I think my cleaning lady's here. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is stay on until the 11:50 macro, and yeah, if something A plus presents itself, we'll take it. But again, nothing here is good to me. Shh, Lila, shush. Da 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 da, do 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 dee. Na 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 na. Evan, by the way, you are way lagged here. Just letting you know. I asked that question a long time ago. Guys, make sure you're live. If you refresh the screen. Exactly, bro, I know. Oh, okay. Got you, Evan. Da 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 do 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 na 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 na. We are about to test. Is it 8:30? So the 8:30 open. Da 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 do 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 do. Okay, guys, the 11:50 macro is about to start. So who knows where price is going here, guys? I could care less. This is not a great day to be trading, in my opinion. I think you're much better off sitting out. Wait for a better day. Wait for something more A plus later on. We had a good week. No need to be stressing and taking impatient trades for no reason. And that's just what I see here. So hope that that is a learning lesson for you. Again, the target technically still here is that news high, okay, because we inverse this 1 minute and this 1 minute as well. So we have another 1 minute inversion right here. You can see we closed above, we're holding it, and now we should use it to deliver up to this buy side. That's my thinking here, but we'll see what happens. Do 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 do. Such boring PA. I mean, that definitely wasn't boring, sorry. It wasn't boring, but it was bad. So, guys, I think that's going to be it. I mean, there's nothing that's going to happen here. I mean, realistically, we're probably going to target the data high here. So keep your eyes out for this high now, because if this didn't deliver us down, then this is not going to deliver us down most likely. But we'll see. I'll keep my eyes peeled for anything. I'll post it in the live alert section if I do see something. But realistically, I'm probably not going to take a trade on a cash account today or a funded, but we'll see. So with that being said, guys, I wish you the best. Have a great weekend. Charlie, have a great weekend. I appreciate all your times, and I will see you on Sunday for the weekly recap, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. Thanks again.